From the beautiful campus of Casper College, it's the T-Birds Coaches Show, bringing you game breakdowns, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews. Here's your host, Tom Myler.
Hey T-Bird fans, and welcome to, of course, you guessed it, a fantastic episode of this Coach Show, because with us we have Coach Tom Parks, head coach of the men's basketball team, and we're going to talk. And do you know what we're going to talk about?
That's a really good question. I have a feeling I know what we're going to talk about. But, our pre-conversations really get me super hyped up for the show. Right? If only you could be there, to the audience, right?
Maybe we'll give you a little behind the scenes one of these days. But until then, we're going to talk about basketball.
All right.
We're going to talk a little bit about basketball. And, I know we might seem happy right now, but on the inside, I kind of feel like turquoise poop because, last week just didn't go the way I wanted it. And now it's kind of put us in a little of a bind here with how this regular season is going to go and hosting our Region 9 tournament.
Yeah, we were just hoping to just bring a little bit more excitement and suspense to all the T-Bird fans out there. So this was intentional.
Okay. All right.
Is what I'm going to go with.
We also talked about stress today, and, I don't need more of that stress.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm a stress-free guee at this point. Well, I'm working towards that. I'm working towards that, yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. All right. Well, let's talk about this stress-freeness that we have and talk about this game against Western Wyoming that unfortunately dropped 94-86.
We did. Thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
Tough game, man. Yeah. I do think it's important to give credit to Western Wyoming. I'm never a coach that's going to make up excuses and things like that. And I don't think we played well, but I think they played really well. And I think they capitalized on some things that they already do well, and then they for sure capitalized on our mistakes. And so I think you just got to kind of give credit where credit's due. And I don't think we played with like the desperation that we needed to. I think our guys thought, we're going to win. Even when there's 5 minutes left, I just don't think – I think the point of realization where it was like, oh, no, like we could actually lose this game, I think it was too late at that point, and they were in such a rhythm and they were playing really well and making shots, making free throws and, doing their job on the glass. And so it just was one of those games that I went to some hypnotherapy to forget about it, and then everyone just keeps bringing it back up.
We kind of need to talk about it.
But we do need to talk about it. But we're a week removed, so I feel a little better.
Time heals all wounds. But, just watching that game, just give credit to Western. They had a big guy down low that just kind of bullied you, that he'd make some great plays. Yeah. He got open, made some clutch just layups, some nice easy in the paint. Their small forward that they had, just great handler, really made some moves. And then what really frustrated me is that we'd get up and we'd tie the game. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they'd go on like this 10-0 run. It's just like, what happened? Like we were there, we were going to like take the lead, and then we're not in it anymore.
I think it was a perfect storm. And I do think, I don't know, not so much after the game and even maybe a day later, but I think when you really look at things, I think this could be a great opportunity for us. We had won 8 straight. Obviously, it makes our road to hosting the tournament a little bit more difficult because it would be nice, to not have a loss right now. But, I think, and this isn't just for 18 to 21-year-olds, but people learn through failure, and they learn when things aren't going their way. And I think we've had some games this year where we haven't played great and we've made a fair amount of mistakes and we figured out ways to win, which is good, but how much were we really learning from those games, even though we had stretches where we weren't very good, And I think a game like this really forces you to have to learn, it forces you to have to approach every game as if it has a very lasting impact on your season, because this one could, But I think ultimately, like, we just have to figure out how we can become the best possible team over the next, 4, 5, 6 weeks. And hopefully this loss will eventually make us a much better team than if we were to just kind of skate by and not play good basketball and get a win.
Well, Coach Socrates, I would definitely agree with you on that. I mean, you're laying down some deep philosophy here for us, but I mean, yeah, hopefully they can learn, and that's all we can ask for, right? Is just, hey, whatever that was a week ago, like I said, it's been time. Hopefully we can learn from this weekend, which is a very important one. But I think I want to give credit to your team, though. I mean, there's like 0.3 seconds left in the game. They're down, 6, 8, whatever it might have been, and they're still fighting.
Yeah.
They're still like, hey, we can win this somehow. It's like, I mean, it's over, guys. But they were still like, no, we're not giving up. So credit to your guys on that one of, yeah, it might have been over, but they're still fighting.
Yeah, I think there was a timeout with like 30 seconds left and maybe less. And I'm just like, here's what we're going to do. Like, we're going to get a 5-second call. We're not going to call timeout because they don't have any. So we're going to run this play out of the timeout or after we get a turnover. And then we're going to get right into this press. We're going to get another turnover. If you don't have a great look, we'll call a timeout. And it's just like, the odds of that actually happening. But I think just as a coach, you got to make sure that they know that, you believe that we can still win this game. And again, I think eventually we got to that point of desperation, but it was just a little bit too late. I think I think we had a lot of opportunities to snap out of it, and we didn't. And again, you said it best. Like, we would have some really good possessions and play really good defense and get a turnover and get a bucket, and then all of a sudden it was like dumb play, and then you look up at the scoreboard and you're like, what? Like,
yeah,
what happened? Like, it was just a 2-point game, and now it's back to 8. It was just a tie game. We were just up 1, and now it's back to 6-point deficit. So it was a very frustrating game to coach because you're just kind of like, come on, snap out of it. But again, I mean, hats off to Western. I mean, they came in and beat us in a place no one had beat us yet this year, and they played good. They deserved to win that game.
Absolutely. So we've already mentioned it a little bit. It now puts us in a little complicated scenario here. Mm-hmm. So you played Gillette this weekend on the road. You beat them by 1 last time, kind of on a, I wouldn't say necessarily on a gimme because, I mean, we look back on it. We talked about this review that,
right.
Hopefully you're not complaining still about going back in reviews. But, I mean, flagrant foul, intentional, get the free throw, you win with 0.3 seconds left.
Yeah.
Awesome. Made everyone feel great. Didn't have to go to overtime. But now you're in a position where, hey, they've only got 1 loss. You've got 2. You have to beat them if you want to host.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think if we were to win, we would be in the driver's seat, really, especially like holding the tiebreaker, right. if we were to beat them. But I think, again, it's a very important game, and people put so much weight on Casper Gillette in everything and anything from this big to shoot. If there's a rec league game between a Casper team and Gillette team,
it's
it's
true.
probably,
I can see that.
Probably has a lot of animosity. But I don't know. I want to play good basketball. They know the magnitude of the game too. So we know we're going to get the best Gillette College team of the entire year. We understand that, and I don't think we played great the first time. I think there's a lot we can clean up. I think we did some things really, really well, but we didn't shoot the ball well. We didn't have great transition defense. Like, there's some things that are controllable things that we can clean up, but we did a really good job on the interior. We did a really good job on the glass, and we know teams are going to prepare for that the second time around. And again, hopefully we learn from that Western Wyoming game. I mean, we beat them pretty handily the first time, and we beat them a certain way. And Steve Sosa's a good coach, so the whole week leading up to our game, he was like, we got to rebound. We got to rebound. We got to rebound. Like, we got to handle their pressure. They did those 2 things. And we have to learn that teams aren't just going to go out there and do the same thing and get beat the same way. Like, they're going to make adjustments. And so it's going to be a good game. But I mean, ultimately, like, yes, we would love to host, but our goal is to win a region championship. And whatever the process looks like to get there, that's the ultimate goal. If hosting it is in those plans, great. We can still host if we lose. We would each, we would have 2 losses at that point. They would have 1, but they've got 4 games on the road. So like this game is important, but we got 5 left in conference, and they're all important. We can't just go there and then lose another one. Doesn't make any sense. So I don't want our guys to feel so much pressure like we have to go win this game, because I can't imagine that pressure will make them perform better. Like, we got to go there and play good basketball and focus on the things that we can control.
Some stress is good. Too much stress, and you might be crumbling a little bit.
Might lose your vision.
You might lose your vision.
You never know. Yeah.
And then be stressing about that and lose it more. Who knows? I mean, it's just all sorts of vicious cycles. Eating cake and then whatever. I don't know. Turquoise. Okay. Turquoise. Well, Coach, so for my last question here, so we talked a lot about Gillette. I mean, we talked about it before. I know the answer to this, but I know the fans like to hear from you. Going into Gillette, what does your team need to do in order to match up well and be successful?
I mean, we've got to get back in transition on defense, and that's also transitioning from our press to our half-court defense. We had some lapses in there where we didn't get matched up out of it, and we gave up some easy points. We need to dominate the glass. We were plus 12 the first time we played them, and again, like, if we're plus 8, like, we probably don't win the game, and so rebounding, transition defense, we got to take care of the ball. I think they'll be a little bit more aggressive on the defensive end. I think we started out 8-1, I want to say, to start the game, and I think they were all like, oh, like, we better start playing basketball, and they did, and that's why it was a tie game with 0.2 on the clock or whatever it was. But so transition defense, taking care of the basketball, dominating the glass, and just playing confident, just shooting the ball with confidence, finish with confidence. And I don't know, man. I mean, we're talking about all the stress. Like, the game is meant to be fun, and I think playing with joy and playing for each other, and that's why, putting so much weight on this game will we take away from some of those other things, that make playing basketball really fun. Because it is playing basketball. It's not working basketball. It's supposed to be out of enjoyment. Yep. And so I just, you don't get many opportunities like this. It's going to be a fun environment. It's going to be a high-level game. It's going to be a game that, from a national standpoint in junior college, is a game that people have circled, in terms of, I wonder who's going to win this game. And so it's going to be fun because you don't get many opportunities like this.
Yeah. I mean, just in basketball in general, you have 2 good teams going after each other. I mean, it just makes for some fun basketball to watch. So we absolutely are excited for you. It's unfortunate you have to be on the road because we like watching you here, but Gillette does a great job with their live stream. We'll make sure to watch you there. Or if you feel so inclined, take a bus up there, drive up there. Hopefully the weather's good.
Hitchhike,
that could be an opportunity. Not advised, but an opportunity. It is an option.
It's an option.
It is an option.
If you really want to go and you don't have a ride.
I put it down here.
Yeah. Okay.
Of our top tier things. Drive there would probably be top. Not necessarily. I don't think there's any flights up there, so that might be really low. Yeah. But those are some options. Support them. But luckily, after that, you're here for the rest of the time.
4 home games.
4 home games. We love it. Yeah. Homecoming coming up after that.
Absolutely.
So we gotta love it. So thanks, Coach, for coming in. We are super excited, and not to put too much stress on you, but we hope you win.
Yeah, me too.
All right, T-Bird fans, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.